Hey FreightWaves fans, thanks for tuning in. Happy Friday leading into the holidays. We've been doing a lot of examination of the disruptions going on in the industry right now during the holiday season while drivers and the entire supply chain are trying to get those last minute packages to the consumers who are demanding it on time and pre-Christmas. So today I'm visited by John Paul Hampstead, JP. He is, you know him probably from What the Truck fame, and we are here to discuss a couple of interesting comparisons. Tell us about it, JP.
Yeah, so what we've got pulled up on this chart is the outbound tender volume index for the entire United States of America. That's this white line. And the value here is 9237. That's not that important. It's indexed to 10,000 on March 1st. But this is...
Okay, so tell us a little bit again. So what is the OTRI, the outbound tender volume index?
So OTVI is just all of the shipments being tendered by shippers on any given day, and it's a daily number that we see in Sonar. We're comparing that to this green line, which is OTRI.USA, the outbound tender rejection index. That shows you the percentage of those loads tendered by shippers that are being rejected by the carrier. And what's unusual right now is that these two numbers are converging. They're moving against each other. Normally you would expect that when volume goes down, relative to capacity, it'll be easier for trucks to move those loads, and rejections would also fall.
In fact, yeah, if we look at this chart here, you notice that there is, more or less a correlation. The two aren't contrasting, except for in September it happened to some extent. I don't know.
Normally they move together. I mean, these are holidays, but normally you can see they kind of move together and they follow the same peaks. But this is interesting because what it suggests is that capacity is actually much tighter than it seems. So as the volumes tendered by shippers are going down, what that means is that the shippers are being choosier about the kind of freight that they're trying to move during the holiday. They know it's going to be expensive, and so they're reserving those loads. They're only moving critical, must-move freight. So as that kind of freight mix gets more expensive and more urgent and smaller, rejections are still going up, and that means that even though the volumes are lower, there's still not enough trucks to cover them, because like we said before, everyone's going on home time. And so there's a couple for brokerages, there's a couple of different strategies. You can either be really aggressive and try to make money in this volatile situation, although I talked to a brokerage yesterday in Chicago who said that capacity has disappeared. His margins went from 13% to 5% in a day. The other way to do it for brokers is to essentially work backwards. So that means you start with the carrier. You get a truck in hand before you quote a rate to the shipper so that you don't get burned. Because right now, as rising tender rejections show, it's the trucks that have all the leverage in this market. And
they are charging premium prices to move, and the broker might not necessarily know what that carrier is going to quote. Right?
Exactly.
So that makes sense. Well, thanks for the analysis, JP. That is where things stand right now. Is our volume is falling off, and yet capacity remains surprisingly tight for this holiday season. So thanks for tuning in, and we are going to keep bringing you at 4 p.m. every business day what is happening right now in the supply chain and the commercial freight space. Tune in to our channel, please, on our own site, and as well as Twitter and our other social media outlets. We will be coming back to you after having a very Merry Christmas. So until then, stay safe out there.